I think, in fairness, I think he overachieved and Tyson Fury underachieved on the fight, and Tyson's basically said so.
Pro boxing fans here in Brighton ahead of the Friday show between Holm Eubank and Schwarzkopf. With me, Billy Nelson. Billy, last time I saw you, it was in Saudi Arabia. Good times. Your man seems to be a favourite out there in Martin Bakoli. First of all, how's things since you've been back?
I was back in the gym on the Monday after the fight, preparing Sultan for his fight, as well as Lee McGregor, Lewis Crocker and a couple of novices that are fighting next week. So I'm very busy.
Busy man. Let's talk about your guy who's going to be fighting on Friday in Sultan Zaurbek. Someone that I've been watching for a very long time when he was on the cards back in the day, and then I know he was training with Angel at one point, Angel Fernandez. Since them days, I've known Sultan, a very flash fighter, somebody who's got big potential. Why hasn't he pushed on to the level that you believe, that others believe that he could have gone on to at this point of his career?
Well, it's just that he's not got the profile of some British, maybe British American fighters, but he's got more than enough talent for him. In my opinion, he beats everybody in Britain comfortably. But he's a fantastic talent. The only person to give him a hard fight is obviously Joe Gardina.
How do you train someone like him? Obviously, we know that he's got a very flash style. He does like to show that off in the ring at the time. Is it times where you've got to taper that down and say, you've got to just stick to some fundamentals, or you just let him do what his strengths are and just build on top of that?
No, he's had a great education in Kazakhstan. He was a fantastic amateur. He was the world youth silver medalist. So you don't need to change a lot, and he's stylistically just make sure he's staying sharp, healthy, and doing things correctly, and minimise the things that he's not doing correctly.
What's the goal for him for the next 12 months? Obviously, he's had a stop-start career, around the UK with different trainers. There's been a period where he wasn't fighting for a little while. What's the plan for Sultan Zaurbek?
Well, he's now signed with Wasserman, and as far as I know, he's got another 2 or 3 fights left with this promotional contract, and by that time he should really be in a final eliminator, even a world title fight this time next year, quite comfortably.
I do want to talk about big Martin Bakoli. I was out in Riyadh, and the crowd loved him. They loved his antics. They loved the way he boxed. I know he was sort of slightly injured in camp for that, so he was big. Wasn't moving as much, but was effective. How's he been since he's come back? Have you pushed him into the gym, or has he had a little bit of time off right now?
Well, he came back into the gym on the Tuesday after the fight, but believe it or not, see the wasp that he swallowed. It's gave him real serious problems. Middle to end of the week, he's nearly lost. On Monday there, he went home to Congo. I just sent him home to Congo. On Saturday and Sunday, he basically lost his voice, and was just getting it back a wee bit on Monday. But it wasn't a good experience for him at all.
What's the plan for him? There is sort of a date touted for December 23rd in Riyadh again, or in Saudi Arabia. Is that something that you've been contacted about with Martin?
I have been, but he'll not be fighting in December the 23rd, unfortunately, because it's just a minor reoccurrence. His injury, and it would be, you don't want to be. You want to concentrate on fighting your opponent, and not dealing with an injury and hoping that you get through the fight. We want to be 100% spot on next time, and hopefully we'll have a date very soon.
Are you looking at maybe a February date in Riyadh as well? I know they might be in touch with you guys because of how much the crowd took to him in Riyadh, but is that something that's a bit more feasible, a February date where Fury and Usyk fight? Maybe you can try to sort of get onto the undercard of that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a very, very strong possibility against somebody that would be a magnificent fight.
What's the aim for Martin? I've heard you say numerous times this guy's going to be a world champion. I don't know who it was on Fight Night in Saudi, but somebody came up to an interview and said, Martin Bakoli, this guy's going to be a future world champion.
It was Usyk's manager.
Yes, Alice Krasic. Yeah, Alice Krasic. Just talk to me about how you're going to get there. It must be that a lot of people might not want to fight him because of his stature, big guy, powerful puncher. apart from Saturday, moves pretty well. He was a bit heavy on Saturday night, but
He moves more than pretty well. It's just, listen, forget. I mean, the Takam fight was a one-off. He took a gamble, and it paid off. I mean, you only seen 55% of Martin Bakole out in rehab. There's so much more. So much more you've got yet to see. Fantastic fighter. He's proved it in gym after gym after gym in the country, and it's just time to do it on fight night, which he's starting to do now. So it's good.
Final two for myself. Since the Riyadh fight, a lot of talk has been about Anthony Joshua maybe fighting Francis Ngannou. Ngannou said, listen, I'm not ready for a December date anyway. I want to take a bit of time off. But what do you make of that matchup? Do you think, we know that Anthony Joshua's Olympic champion, former world champion, fought on the big stage. Do you think Ngannou coming into the heavyweight game can cause problems like we saw on Saturday?
No. Anthony would beat him as well. Anthony Joshua would beat him, no problem. I think it'd be a good fight for Martin Bakole to see who the King of Africa is. But Martin Bakole would stop him as well. I think, in fairness, I think he overachieved and Tyson Fury underachieved on the fight, and Tyson's basically said so. He's still the world's #1 heavyweight. And there's no shadow of doubt about that. But Francis Ngannou, he would get beat with probably the top 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys in the world.
Finally, before I let you go, obviously the fight that started for February is that big undisputed clash between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Give me your thoughts on that one. I know that fight between Ngannou, people are saying, listen, Tyson wasn't all there for that fight, but for this Usyk fight, he'll have to be. What happens in that fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk?
Tyson Fury, I believe, will stop him. I just think that his footwork, he'll get his feet there quick. No give Usyk enough time to move off the ropes, which he's very good at moving. He's right. He jabs and moves to the side, double jabs. He's so good at that. It's unreal. But Tyson will do what Anthony Joshua should have done: moved his feet quicker, set traps, close the distance down quicker, and more importantly, let the hands go.
Cool. Billy, it's a pleasure to talk to yourself. It's good seeing you, and good luck on Friday night with Sultan, and no doubt speak to you soon. Thank you very much for talking to Pro Boxing fans. Top man.